Hi everyone, let's take a look at the following limit. Find the limit of the square root of x minus 5 as x is approaching to 5 from the positive side. Step number 1. First, recognize this is a one-sided limit, which means if you think about this on a number line, you're thinking about a number to the right of 5. And one example could be 5.1, 5.01, 5.001. It's up to you. So I'm going to put this in quotation mark in terms of plugging it in. Now, because you're looking at it from the right, we could plug in 5.01. You could also plug in 5, by the way. So I'm going to put this in quotation marks. And I'm going to write down the square root of 5.01 minus 5. Now, if you think about this, if we did plug in 5, for example, 5 minus 5 would be 0. And the square root of 0 would be 0. In this case, if you take 5.01 minus 5, that's going to be 0.01, and you take the square root of that. In the world of limits, that's pretty much approaching to 0. Now, you might be curious and you're thinking, why can't I plug in 5? Why am I plugging in 5.01? Here's the deep dive of this example, right? I'm going to kind of go straight to the graph and kind of talk about why we're doing 5.01 instead of 5. So again, if I go back and I graph this, let's use a different color. Let's say I'm graphing y equal to the square root of x minus 5. Again, if I use a different color and I'm trying to find the right limit, I'm tracing this graph and I'm finding the value x equal to 5, and I want to find the corresponding y value, which is going to be 0. Now, the deep dive part of this video is why are we picking 5.01 and not 5? It's a one-sided limit, and you have to recognize, depending on the function, in this case, the square root, if you plug in 5.01, that confirms it's going to be a positive or almost 0 answer. Whereas if you took the other side of the limit, if you approach 5 the negative side, that's going to be DNE, does not exist. And again, if you watch the other video, you can kind of get a refresher of what that looks like. So again, you can double check by graphing y equal to the square root of x minus 5 to confirm that the limit of the square root of x minus 5 as x is approaching the 5 on the positive side is going to be 0. I hope this makes sense.